Welcome to the Power of Lifting podcast. I'm EricCafferty, owner of the Mecca Gym. I am a strength and conditioning coach and a contest prep specialist. The focus of this podcast is to dive into the mindset and the drive of people who have done incredible things with their lives. Welcome to the Power of Lifting podcast with the one and only Kori Wagner. Welcome to the podcast. I'm excited for this one. This
I'm
is
excited.
Gonna be
Add a little crowd.
I mean, it's not often that you have a world caliber natural figure pro in the office.
No.
In the studio. Excuse me, the office / studio.
Office / studio.
This is
equipment room.
great. Welcome. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Oh man,
Great.
so much better now.
Yes.
Yeah. So Kori just strolled into town. Just walked into the gym like a little while ago. I haven't seen you since how long? How long's it been?
June
No, really?
or May.
Yeah.
Maybe for what, 20 minutes?
Yeah, it's been a little while. Yeah. But for those of you who don't know Kori, you should follow her on Instagram, Kowag. So Kori and I have been working together for how long? Man, since 2014?
2013.
2013. Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's a while.
Yeah, so we're going on 8 years of bliss at this point. So Kori used to live here in the great state of Idaho, but she's since transitioned to Montana.
Montana.
That's how they say it over there.
Why don't you tell the good people what you do for a living?
I am a semi-truck driver.
That's what's up. Truck driver. You heard it here.
Yep, that's right.
So what exactly do you do on the semi truck?
So I do line haul. I guess that's a familiar term for people. So I live in Missoula, and I haul 3 trailers from Missoula to Spokane, Washington.
3.
Jeez,
Three trailers.
Yeah. Whenever I come up on the 3-trailer one, I always get real nervous because they kind of snake there at the end.
Yes.
So I'd be like, I couldn't drive that thing. I'd be a goner.
Yeah. So you got this, currently 119 pound little ball of muscle driving the big rig. That's pretty awesome. And
So cool.
not your typical physique for a truck driver.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Far different, I feel like.
Yeah, so when people have excuses as to why they're not in shape, she defies the odds. So give us some secrets to success with staying in shape. Not only in shape, Kori is a literally world class. In my opinion, she should have won IPE Worlds last year, but we're not going to get too deep into that. Figure competitor. If you've seen any of the photos, videos on the socials, she's got a crazy physique, insane muscle bellies. How do you do it?
First of all, thank you. Thank you, Eric. How do I do it? Okay, well, so you're my coach. So you give me my workouts I have to do, and you give me my macros that I have to follow food-wise.
Has to. Mandatory.
Yes.
That's right.
Yes.
So that's it right there, really. Work
Follow the
out
program.
and follow your program. I mean, I'm a healthy person anyway, so I'm sure I would be healthy. But with Eric being my coach, he knows what I do for work, and I know that I have to listen to everything he tells me to do in order to stay in shape.
Yes, absolutely.
That's
so
pretty wild.
So yeah, it was definitely a first for me as far as contest prep with the truck driver. That's for sure.
Wait, do you work out every day?
No. So that's one of the interesting things. You lifted even during prep. You lifted what, 3, maybe 4 days a week?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Mostly
Yeah.
3.
Yeah, most of the time lifted 3 days a week. So yeah, I mean that's pretty crazy. With her schedule, it's pretty demanding. So what is your schedule like these days?
Right now it is 4 p.m. to 4 a.m. ish, 3:30 a.m. And I sleep from about 5:45 in the morning till noon.
Oh, very good. Very good. How many days a week do you do that?
5 days, Monday through
5
Friday.
days a week, yeah.
Oh, wow,
So
okay.
yeah, so she's lifting on one of those days. And do you bunch your workouts together typically?
No. So I have a 5-day split, and I just do Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
Yeah, so you do bunch them together, yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's what I thought, yeah. So yeah, I mean, work out 3 days in a row, and then kind of a four-dayer off, and then kind of start back. But just to keep some variety, for the most part, we've kept it at a 4 or 5 day split, just so that she's not like, repeating the exact same workouts for those 3 days each week. She'll only repeat one from the week prior. And I think I've kind of recommended doing that just for entertainment value more than anything, right? Gives us a little bit more variation to exercise selection, and not doing the same thing, the same 3 workouts constantly, right? Gives us a little bit more variety. But yeah, it's pretty interesting. So how do you get your steps?
Oh, good question.
So I do my cardio during the week when I don't go to the gym, but outside of that, at work I walk around any chance I get. I drive to Spokane, but I pull over to do, a safety check, check all my tires, everything, walk around a couple times, stretch, get back in, keep driving. During my break, so we have a 30-minute meal or lunch, I walk around almost, I don't know, like 20 minutes of it. Nice. At least. So that's like a mile and a half.
Yeah. Yeah, it's some serious effort though. It's something that you have to always be conscious of. You can't really like take days off, so to speak, in terms of like your activity level. And I think a lot of people that have that type of career where they're sitting at a desk a lot and stuff, they just flat out don't prioritize it, and you just have to prioritize it. And she is a true testament to you can still get into crazy shape even if you are stuck sitting at a desk or sitting in a truck or whatever. It's pretty valuable. It's pretty inspirational,
Well, yeah. Well, I feel like I would go for my lunch break, and then I'd look at my phone, and then the next thing I know, it's 20 minutes where I should have been walking. Yes. And I wasn't.
You gotta do it at the same time.
So yeah, there you go. So you just learn the tricks of the trade. But that's
right?
Incredible if you got to be exact. So are these workouts too, are they like extra long, or
no? They're about average.
Just regular workout.
Maybe, like the strong lifts at the beginning, like deadlifts or shoulder press, and then kind of some auxiliaries, I guess you call it.
Yep. So, I mean, her programming is fairly similar in terms of, we definitely focus a lot on the compound movements and then move to more the auxiliary or accessory type work, more high volume stuff kind of later in the workout. But yeah, I mean, it's pretty crazy, just over time how your physique has developed, and, you've continued to develop even just working out 3 days a week. So it is really powerful stuff. And that when we look at like a lot of the literature when it comes to evaluating people's ability to gain strength or gain muscle, and what that actually takes, I think a lot of people think that it takes so much time in order to do that, and it definitely is a time sensitive equation to some extent. But I think what often gets discredited is the impact that training intensity has on your ability to gain and maintain muscle mass. And I think that that's where she excels, is making sure that when she is in the gym, she's making the most of her time, and she's pushing herself. Whereas most people, they might spend a lot of time, but their actual stimulation or the amount that they're pushing themselves during that time in the gym is significantly less than somebody like Kori, who's she may only lift for 3 days a week, but all those lifts are super intense, and she pushes herself. That's right, big time pumps. So tell us about some of your big highlights, your big achievements. So when did you get that pro card, and what are some of your highlights in terms of your competition career?
So I got my pro card in September 2017.
Yep.
Yes. In Kansas.
Yep.
And then, let's see, I competed in my first pro show the following October, and got second.
Yep.
And then
Worlds last year.
Yeah.
2 years later, right?
3.
Oh yeah, it's 3 years. Just 2020. Yeah.
Which that was a long off season for me, but
Yep.
also is because I moved and stuff. Yeah, and then went to Worlds, and how many girls were in my class?
A lot.
A lot. I got 4th, which I mean,
Yeah,
that happens, but I know I looked my best.
Yeah, no, absolutely. She looked her best, absolutely shredded. You know, it's just figures a little bit more of an ambiguous division than some of the others, I would say, in terms of criteria, especially when you're competing across different federations.
Sure.
You know, every judging panel and every individual judge is going to weight the criteria differently. So, you know, with figure, it's similar to bodybuilding in that you've got like a size component, a shape and symmetry component, and then a conditioning component. You know, and in terms of, you know, the figure shape is typically something that they judge very heavily on. So they're looking a lot at like a shoulder to waist ratio, essentially. And then, you know, the details of, you know, each muscle belly and things like that. So, you know, for that competition, I mean, Kori definitely had, you know, the most definition and one of the best V-tapers for sure. Being a, 5'2"?
5'3".
5'3", okay.
Yeah.
So being 5'3", you know, being on the shorter side of some of the figure girls kind of lends to some disadvantages. You know, women that are 5'7", 5'8", they tend to be much more broad just from a bone structure perspective. And Kori's got these little itty bitty bones, which is why her muscles pop so much. She's just got these insane muscle bellies that just seem to jump off the bone, which is incredible. But when you're going up against women that are, you know, several inches taller and several inches wider, it just is a difficult equation to get past. And at the pro level and the natural feds, there's not like height or weight classes per se. Like a lot of times, you know, with amateurs, they're, you know, class A is up to height X, class B is, you know, similar to how NPC bikini is. So, you know, at the pro levels, you're going to be going against people that are, you know, potentially a lot taller and broader than you are, just, you know, from a length perspective, right? So, you know, it's kind of a struggle because you're always going to be battling that, even if you come in the sharpest, you know, and, you know, super lean and very good symmetry and, you know, great, you know, figure V-taper that they really judge heavily on. You can still run into some gals that might not be as sharp, might not be quite as hard, but they're just a little bit broader. And so standing next to some of those women can definitely lead to some difficulty winning shows for sure. And I think that's the only time, like the only place that she, you know, runs into stiff competition is just when she's competing against women who are just a bigger body than she is, you know. And so it's interesting to see how judging panels weigh those physiques, right? I mean, you take somebody like Kori in that class last year that was a bit of an outlier because, you know, she's way more conditioned and she looks the part way more than a lot of these women, but you know, they are you know, significantly taller and have just a different physique. So it's kind of like that apples and oranges argument that you hear a lot. And I think, you know, in my opinion, you know, in terms of criteria, I felt like she met it better than those other women, but you know, every judge is going to judge differently, and I wasn't on the panel at that show, so it's like, you know, rightfully so, right? You don't want to be judging your own athletes either, but yeah, it's just that was a great show.
Yeah, it was.
Was it?
Kansas City, Missouri.
Yeah.
And you won your pro card. What show? Where were you for that?
Kansas City Classic.
Yeah, like the international or whatever. Yeah. So it's the show that used to be the pro international, but there's an amateur division, I think. So it's a huge. She won her pro card at one of the biggest amateur shows in the country for naturals.
Yes.
Which is super cool. You know, you always know that you're going to be, you know, right into high placings in the pro ranks when you win such a huge amateur show. So that's a pretty big deal.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So Kori, with these amazing achievements, where did it all start? why did you start bodybuilding? What was the decision making there?
So I've always been athletic, pretty much my whole life. Like growing up and running around outside and stuff and riding bikes, and I grew up in the middle of nowhere, so it's like if I didn't have a ride to town, I'm climbing trees and stuff. So, and then in high school, I played basketball and ran track, but I didn't understand having a potential, so I just didn't. I just did it to do it. Right. And then in college, I started lifting and kind of looking at stuff online, like how to eat properly, and just that's the beginning, I think, for most women is
Is that at Boise State?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So I went to BSU, and so. Yeah, I just started looking at people's meal plans, and in 2013, that was kind of the beginning. Yeah. I feel for a lot of people, and having stuff online even.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Instagram was starting to take off at that time, and people were more active on Facebook, just the competition circuit, IFBB pros and stuff. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so I just found some girl's thing, and it was have oatmeal and egg whites for breakfast. I'm like, okay, which is still my staple. Yeah. and chicken and rice after you work out and blah, blah. So that's how I started. And Eric worked at the bodybuilding storefront, and that's where I would get pre-workout. And so I was talking to him a couple times, and I was like, I think I want to compete. and so so at that point I kind of had been working out for a little while, and realizing that food is fuel and all that stuff. So then I met Eric, and it's all history.
Yeah, basically.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. She was like a mini Dana Lynn Bailey. Totally. Yeah. And then her boyfriend at the time totally resembled Rob Bailey. To a T. It was hilarious. I'm like, oh, it's the mini Dana and Rob.
Yeah. We love them. I mean, I still do, but and they're definitely an inspiration, but yeah.
That's so funny.
It was awesome.
Wait, so did you just meet and be like, I train. Cool, I want to be trained. Bang, bang.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That's kind of, yeah.
He gave me his card, and he wasn't pushy or anything, He just gave it to me and was like, well, think about it and call me or whatever. And then I did, I don't know, a couple weeks later, probably.
Yeah, probably.
That's wild. Yeah. So you've also been kind of a part of this whole Mecca building journey, too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That was
2015.
Before. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was before.
Oh yeah, I met her, trained her out of a little podunk studio down by the mall in Boise.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Back when I just did one-on-one stuff, appointment only, basically. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, the old days.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
It's so different now. That's so crazy though. So when was your first show after you started training then?
Fall of 2013.
Is that when I think it was late spring, wasn't it? Oh, it was fall.
Because I met you in spring.
Oh, you did?
Or I started with you.
Okay.
Well, so you just went right into it.
Yeah, she kind of, we kind of, I guess, quote unquote, bulked you up maybe a tiny bit, but not really. I think you were kind of in a good spot when we met to kind of just start dialing things into competition. And believe me, I still have the first check-in for those.
That's when 12-week preps existed.
Yeah. We did do quite a shorter prep, but at the time, she weighed 112 pounds.
Something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So she didn't really need to lose that much. Every pound you lose when you're 112 pounds is damn near 1% of your body weight. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
so
wild.
It's so things can go fairly quickly for smaller individuals. So yeah, we kind of hit the ground running, and yeah, we still have all those old photos, and you can definitely see the potential even when you first started. She's always had this itty bitty waist and these monster shoulders. It's just, I'm jealous.
Yeah. We all wish we could have that.
Yes.
Right.
But yeah, anyway, it was a good first run. And then we took some time off, and yeah, got the pro card 4 years later.
4 years later.
Yeah.
So pro cards don't happen right out of the gates. Even and the natural circuit is quite a bit smaller than the NPC, but that's the thing. A lot of these gals competing these days, they want to start competing and going to nationals like right out of the gate, and you just don't realize that a lot of the people that are getting pro cards have been training for 5 to 10 years sometimes,
right.
in order to do that, especially in figure, where it really does take some extra time to build up that muscularity that's required.
So you still crushed it faster than average.
Yes, definitely still crushed it.
That's so cool.
Yeah, and then we did have a run in bikini at one point in time too.
Oh yeah.
Oh really?
NPC bikini. And actually, yeah, I think the gal that beat you in that competition actually ended up becoming a pro.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Good for her.
Yeah,
That's
good
awesome.
for her. Yeah, an NPC bikini. I think she's an IFBB pro now.
Wow.
Which is, yeah. And yeah, so anyway, the rest is history, right? So how would you say that exercise has enhanced your life?
In all the ways.
In all the ways.
That's hard to answer because it really is. I mean, I obviously I feel better. I feel great about how I look. It gives me it's my favorite hobby. I started lifting. I started competing because I like lifting. So I will always lift, but it introduced me to,
So she says, I'll help her out here. On her questionnaire, she says, fitness is not who I am, but it has shaped me into the confident woman I am today, which is awesome. I think that, you definitely prioritize it, and it's really fun to watch you grow and mature, even as you're driving trucks.
Right.
Beep,
Well, I
beep.
can't. Do you find that because you take health so seriously, you're able to handle like these rides and stuff a lot better than other truck drivers and stuff like that can?
Yes, I think so. Because I know my body so well. You can talk to someone and they're like, oh, I'm so tired every day. And it's like, do you know why? Like,
Yeah.
like I know if I'm tired, it's like I either need some caffeine or a meal.
I mean,
Yeah.
Sure.
Or maybe I didn't exercise that morning or something. But I am able to pinpoint, I think, an issue easier than maybe someone else.
Yeah, totally. Being in touch with your body.
Well, that's really great.
Something that really develops as you compete, for sure.
Oh, I'm sure.
yeah.
Yeah. So what are the top 3 things that you're obsessed with today, and how does that vary from years ago?
Oh my gosh. What did I say on my answer?
There we go.
Right.
Well, let's see.
No
Because
cheat
that one
sheet.
was hard.
No cheat sheet, right? But it is hard, I think. When I was young, I wanted to be different. That's interesting. I didn't want to be like everyone else. Now here I am. People always tell me, no way, you're a truck driver and look like that. I'm passionate about my goals, fitness related usually, just being healthy and happy in my skin. So why do you want to be different? What is that? What does that mean?
Just different. I don't. I don't know.
You can elaborate. Don't be shy.
Yeah.
I know I'm trying. I guess I stand out as who I am anyway. There's not very many truck driver pro athletes on this planet, so
No.
I
True.
guess there's that. Like,
Yeah.
I'm different because of that, and it's like I'm proud of who I am because I'm able to do that and maybe make it look easy. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes it is because that's who I am. But I don't know.
Well, I think that's profound because there's so much of society that wants you to mold into something. Like,
Yeah.
if you are a professional athlete, then you shouldn't be driving a truck. You should be doing this or this or this or something like that. Like,
Yeah.
you should fit the stereotypical mold. It's like,
Yeah.
no, I want to be different and prove to people that you can still do things this way or this way.
Well, yeah, I think there's like some Arnold quote from eons ago that says, something along the lines of, I don't want to be like everybody else. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think it's good, to be different and break the mold and just do different things that are outside of the norm. And I think contest prep is certainly that, but
Yes.
even this version of, fitness and staying in shape, it's still kind of a niche kind of situation. You know what I mean? Like, there's not a whole lot of people out there that are into bodybuilding in the grand scheme of things, even though they should be, because look how much it impacts you.
Right. And even being different in the sense that I can inspire other people who don't even think, like, half the stuff I do, I didn't think would be possible. Like, when I was part-time, And competing, it's like, yeah, I have plenty of time, and now I work 60 hours a week. And before that, I was like, how do you even do that? And then you just do it and you figure it out.
Yep.
Do and figure it out, right?
Yeah. No, I mean, definitely. I mean, when you lived here, you spent considerably more time in the gym.
Yeah, definitely 6 days a week,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, for like a couple hours, probably.
Yeah.
Took your time, yeah.
Well, it's just
Right.
fun to be here, too.
I mean,
it's
well,
just a good
Lived
time.
here.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's definitely a different perspective. So what does your routine look like on a daily basis now?
So Monday through Friday. Monday I go to the gym because I can go to bed earlier on Sunday and wake up earlier and go to the gym. So I guess Tuesday through Friday, wake up at noon or so, and I take my dog for a walk for almost an hour-ish, actually. So that's where I get a lot of steps, too. And, I mean, I leave her for 12 hours, so she's going outside.
Yeah.
And then I like to stretch and do, like, abs and pull-ups and stuff at home, just kind of get some blood flow going, and then I get ready for work.
Sweet.
Yeah. So what does your food prep look like in relation to that? Like what are the things that you make sure to take with you and all that?
So I actually take, other than breakfast, I take all my meals with me. I prep on the weekend, which is right now I do chicken in the slow cooker on the weekend, so that's ready for the whole week. And then ground turkey and what else? I eat eggs.
I love eggs.
Seriously.
I am a major
They're
fan.
so easy.
Yeah.
And then like shrimp stir fry type thing. So whatever my macros are, like I make all my protein and then just kind of add carbs and fats in with those meals and and take them with me. And protein pudding.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Staple. A staple.
Yes.
Very good. So if you didn't prepare your food, would you be up a creek without a paddle or what?
That would be hard, especially like my shift is hard. I don't have a lot of time just pull over and go to McDonald's, you know. And so yeah, like I don't know what I would do if I didn't bring my own food with me. I just can't picture that.
Yeah, right.
I don't know what it's like.
Yeah.
Yes. That would be extremely difficult.
Yeah.
So 2 to 5 year goal professionally, you mentioned you want to get safe driving awards. So explain to us how that works.
So every year, if you don't get any accidents, you get a safe driving award. So far I have 1 year. And obviously I drive Monday through Friday. So that's a lot of driving with a lot of people everywhere. You know, I've seen near accidents. I've been in near accidents. So it's kind of a big deal to me to have safe driving just because, like, another day. I made it another day.
Yeah.
So just that. It's just an award. They recognize you for it.
That's cool. I feel like those roads could get pretty nuts, too.
Yes.
Is that true?
Yeah.
The roads you're going through?
Yeah, I've seen like pictures of you like having to chain up and stuff. 'Cause you're driving through like mountain passes and stuff, right?
Yeah.
It's got to be gorgeous, though.
It's
Does it
so
look
pretty.
Beautiful? Yeah.
I love it. In the summer, it's so pretty, and in the winter, you just got to be on your toes,
Just
on your
focused.
chains.
Yeah.
On your chains. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's really good.
So how is it chaining up those big rigs?
The more you do it, the better you get. So it takes me 20 minutes, maybe.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
That's
So
impressive.
jump up, headlamp on, throw your chains on. I have like a routine. The way my chains are on my chain rack, I know which tire they go on, so I can take them off and put them on in the same way.
Oh, nice.
So they're all organized and stuff, and just bungee them up and head up the mountain and hope no one spins out.
Oh,
Yeah.
my goodness.
Yeah,
yeah.
that's pretty nuts. So how much snow gets on the road where you drive?
Ooh. Before they plow?
Yeah, like is it a lot?
It can be inches.
Yeah.
Inches, a lot. Yeah. And like by the end of the winter, the snowbanks are over my head.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They're very
Jeez.
tall.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Like
because this is like,
7.
yeah, because it's like North Idaho, right?
Mm-hmm.
You said like Coeur d'Alene area, and
Yes, Wallace.
yeah,
Yeah, the mountain pass from Montana into Idaho is Lookout Pass.
oh, okay,
So that one gets dumped on.
yeah, I bet,
Yeah.
I bet. It's
Oh.
pretty extreme.
Makes me a
So,
little nervous. Just
have
thinking
you
about it.
have you ever gotten stranded?
No.
Oh, good.
No.
Yeah. Do people get stuck up there a lot, or?
Yes. Well, so the Montana side is, I guess, is scarier, quote unquote, because there's no phone service over there.
Oh, really?
So if anything happens to you,
you're just on the radio.
on your CB, like, help.
Yeah.
So I do get nervous on the Montana side on my way to Spokane, because if anything happens, no one's going to know for hours.
Oh, really?
Basically, like, one time the mountain was shut down because people spun out, and got in an accident on the hill. So I don't have service, so I'm just sitting there for 3 hours.
Oh, really?
Waiting for it to open.
Dang.
Is basically.
Yeah. That's
so I haven't been stranded, but I have been in traffic.
Delayed.
Just stopped. Yeah.
Delayed. So what? Tell us about some competition goals. When are we winning Worlds?
Ooh. Well, we're gonna go back. Well, wait, we have to qualify now.
Oh,
so
yeah.
last year we didn't have to because of Corona.
COVID,
whatever.
Because of the vid.
The vid.
Good old vid.
So I did last year have 2 shows prior to Worlds planned to qualify, but they were canceled, so just Worlds. So hopefully next year compete.
Whoop, whoop.
Yeah, I'm excited. We're ready. We're ready, fam. We're ready.
That'll be so exciting.
I don't know, probably in the fall, and then Worlds is usually the end of October.
Yeah, end of October, early November, or something like that.
So we'll go back and bring it.
Yes, absolutely.
That's right. So one of the famous questions we ask, if somebody is struggling or stuck, what words of wisdom would you give them?
I think I put in there, don't count the days, make the days count.
There we go.
Yep.
Okay.
Don't count the days, make the days count.
Another T-shirt. Great T-shirt quote.
Yes,
Ooh.
there we go.
And I say that mostly the prep comes to mind for that one, because I see a lot of people that are like, my show's in 120 days, and I'm like, I don't do that.
Yeah.
Or, whatever, 90 days, something like that. So I think people focus at, obviously you have an end goal every time, but I don't think you should focus on it like that, because you need to focus on the day ahead of you. And I personally wake up and I know everything I need to get done for that day, and I'm not like 90 more days of this. You know, and it makes time go by slower, I think, when you count down like that. So I think you just need to focus on what you're doing and what you've accomplished prior.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's really important.
Let those prior accomplishments help push you through. Yeah, I think that's really, really important to look back and see what you've been able to do before, and that'll definitely help carry you forward. But I mean, you make a really good point, making each day count. I think that by focusing too far off in the distance, or just focusing on one goal that's out there, it can kind of water down the quality of the day you're presently in. Like, live in the present, put all of your work into everything that you're doing on that particular day, and don't just be a passenger. You know what I mean? Right. So you're in the driver's seat, no pun intended, but quite literally, if you're looking too far ahead and you're trying to get a good workout in, you shouldn't be necessarily thinking about that that goal that's really far off there in a distance. Every little step you take, every rep you do is gonna kind of accumulate and lead you to success. So don't just let the days pass you by, and try and like live in the moment and put work in on those particular days, and that'll all add up to a good finished product, so to speak, on prep day. But yeah, I mean, contest prep definitely comes to mind with struggles, because it definitely creates some interesting struggles. So what are some of the things that you struggle with the most during prep, and how do you combat those?
Oh my gosh, I feel like I don't have a lot of struggles, to be honest. I mean, obviously I'm gonna be tired or worn out. I definitely lose patience with people. So
I gotta be first to go.
I definitely have to focus on, not everyone understands where I'm at, maybe mentally or like physically, so I just have to be patient with people. I think so. I guess that's one of my struggles, that I have to just smile and be like,
Yeah.
I'm
Exactly.
fine.
Yeah,
I'm
everything's
good.
fine. Do you struggle? How do you do you struggle? How do you combat the struggle of like, having low energy and fatigue and things like that?
I lie to myself. No.
Hey,
I'm
there you
like,
go.
you're
No.
good, girl.
Yeah, seriously. Well, I mean, yeah, that's so. Explain that to us a little bit.
I think it's just taking a deep breath before I do a lot of things. It's like, okay, like do it.
Yeah, just do it, get it done.
Yeah.
Do what's necessary and needs to be done.
Like that'll be at the gym before sets. That'll be at work before I have to get out of the truck, and do landing gear or something, break my trailers down. It's a lot at work, actually. Like, I gotta get out of the truck, okay?
Yeah. One step at a time there.
But, yeah, it really is, like, just definitely towards the end of prep is, like, some deep breaths and just, like, okay, focus your energy for, like, 10 minutes, get her done.
Yep.
Type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Very mindful.
Yes. Do you struggle with, like, getting overly hungry when you're dieting?
No, I definitely have learned to only think about what I'm eating for the day.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not on Instagram looking at food. There's
good piece of advice out there, folks.
Yeah, there you go.
you guys quit looking at cheeseburgers that you can't have, okay?
Yeah.
Then there's those that share them.
Yeah, like, and I know by now the people I follow who post a lot of food in their Instagram, and if I really have to, I just won't look at their stories because I just know I'll be like
I'd straight block them. You're out of here.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just kind of ignore I just keep my brain distracted with like, oh, it's pretty out and stuff instead
Put the
of
blinders on.
yeah, tunnel vision. I don't think about food. And that's also why I don't tell people I'm on a diet for a while, because they'll be like, are you hungry? And it's like,
Duh.
Of course I am.
what's that?
That's so mean.
Yeah.
That's so mean.
Yeah. Are you hungry? No, not at all.
Actually, I'm not hungry. But I'm going to eat your face off if you keep asking me a question.
Right.
Exactly.
Oh, man.
That's funny.
So what are your favorite exercises, favorite workouts? We asked preferred training style. Your training style is pretty laid out for you, but what would you say are your favorite things about lifting?
Anything shoulder related, really.
Shocker.
Stunning. Yeah. Yeah, so let's see. I do like shoulder press because it makes me feel strong. And same with bench, like not your average. Like people think I like love lunges and squats, and I'm like, I mean, I like lunges, but
they're not preferred.
I don't know what it is about bench. I love benching. It's just, I mean, that's hard because you're laying on a bench, and it's like, I don't know. It makes me feel strong. I like it. And
It is the best lift besides squats, I guess.
And BFR for the pump, along with FST also, because you get to flex. In between sets.
Always
and it's like,
be flexing.
Always be flexing.
bro time.
That's right. The bro city.
FSTs, you're just freaking shaking, but you're looking great in the mirror.
Yeah,
You're looking real good.
exactly.
Might be crying, but
Might be crying.
So let's go to, hang on a sec. Pause. I'm not going to ask you that question yet. Hold the phone. Hold the phone. Uh-oh, that's the wrong one. Okay, here we go. What is the first thing you think when you wake up in the morning? It's a famous powerlifting question.
Yep.
oh, it's usually, okay, let's do this.
Let's do this. See?
Okay, let's do this.
Positive attitude
Yeah.
right out of the gates. I love it. It's perfect.
Yes.
So are you prepping food together in the morning first thing when you get up and go?
So like whatever I have with my chicken, turkey, and my shrimp little stir fry, that's already made.
Uh-huh.
So I just make my eggs. I make like scrambled eggs, and then my protein pudding is ready too. So I do make my breakfast. Like I'll make my breakfast and then go run or walk, and then I come back and eat it.
Walk the dog.
Yeah.
So is your dog walking? Obviously, it's for the Stella, but
Yes.
what are you doing when you're walking? Are you thinking of your day? Are you listening to podcasts? What do you do when you walk?
Kind of depends on my mood. Usually no headphones. I usually leave my phone at home.
Oh.
And
Nice.
just like I live at the bottom of a canyon. But anyway, so there's a lot of wild animals. I saw a bear the other day.
Oh, nice.
That's cool.
So that's also the other reason I don't wear headphones, so I know what's going on around me.
Yes. Situational awareness,
Yeah,
folks.
that's-
Take notes.
So yeah, it's very nature-y.
Good.
And I just like to enjoy that, because
Yeah, I love it.
yeah.
Well, I mean, a lot of people can't just wake up in the morning, go on a nature walk.
Yeah,
I
seriously.
mean, that's sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, most
and
of
it's-
us live in the concrete jungle, so
Right.
I'm a little jealous, to be honest.
It's really nice.
Yeah. So is that your time to like decompress and kind of center yourself and all that?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely think about the week, or reflecting, or just like enjoying outside.
Yeah, getting some fresh air.
And
How
tan.
cold? Oh yeah.
In the summer.
What is the temperature like where you live?
So right now it's like 80s, 90s.
Oh, dude,
It's
that's
usually
fantastic.
It's usually 5 to 10 degrees colder than Boise.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
nice.
nice.
And it's a little more humid, so it's kind of colder.
Oh, okay.
It's like a cooler 80 than
Oh, okay.
it's not a hot, like sweaty one.
A hot, sweaty.
Hot, sweaty 80.
It's a cool 80.
Yeah,
this
which
is what
is
the weather
funny, but
reports
it's
need to be
true.
like.
Yeah, it's a cool 80. So, in the winter, do you get a lot of snow there? Or you...
It's kind of mild. So Missoula is at like 3,200 feet.
Oh, okay.
So it's
about the same as Boise.
yeah, it's not too bad, but it can get negative temperatures.
Ooh, so are you still walking in that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Got to put the insulated Carhartts on.
Oh yeah,
Ooh,
girl.
yes. Mhm.
Yeah.
The hat,
The whole.
the whole face mask, everything.
Yeah. So how do you keep your fingers and toes warm? That's the big question.
Well, I hate gloves, so they're in
So
my
pockets it is.
pockets or like in my sleeves.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Are you insulated booting it?
Yes.
Oh, there we go. That's
Yeah.
the key.
Yes.
Do you
Free.
use the hand warmers?
I have some.
Yes. Dude, that's clutch.
Those things are
I
incredible.
haven't
Oh,
used
dude.
them yet, and I have them in my work bag in case my truck like dies or something.
Yeah. Dude, I would keep just a baggie full of those
They're
things.
so
magical.
cozy.
You ever done those ones where like that's sticky and you peel it off, you like put it on your chest?
No.
Those are phenomenal. They got those.
Oh,
The last
nice.
time I went hunting, just
No,
peel it off.
they have some that are like boot sole shaped, so you can put them in your boots, and they're shaped like the sole of your boots, and they heat up.
Ooh.
I almost got some of those a couple years ago when I was hunting, and it was like -10.
Uh-huh.
But instead, I just used the little chingus deals, that you
Yep.
just shake and whatnot.
Yep.
I just shoved those in the toes of my boots. It sucks to be outside for hours on end when it's -10. Let me
Yeah.
tell you.
Ooh.
Let me tell you.
Let me
Not
tell
really
you.
moving either, right?
Yeah, I mean,
'Cause-
sometimes just sitting on a horse, which is
Right.
like the coldest place you can be.
It really
FYI, your
is.
feet are like just blowing in the wind. And you're just like, oh my god.
Freeze.
Yeah, cold. But then you get off and you start hiking around, and then you start sweating because you're dressed to not be moving.
Right.
That's where layering comes into play. But anyway, that's neither here nor there.
Going on a little,
Layering.
Yes.
little lecture here.
Layering, yes. Okay, so if you could have dinner with 3 people, dead or alive, who would they be and why?
You didn't prepare me for this.
Oh, these are the quick fire, unprepared questions.
Exactly.
Dead or alive?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh my gosh.
I know, it's overwhelming.
It is. That's a lot of people. Or not a lot, but it's like who?
It's a lot of potential. Yeah.
Okay. Definitely someone in like the bodybuilding world,
Okay, fair enough. Who's a person that stands out?
I want to say Arnold just because he's so well known.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's fair.
it's Arnold. Classic.
That I would definitely consider that as one of mine. Yeah,
I
that's a
mean,
good answer.
it's not like I'm like his diehard fan, but
But
it's
yeah,
Arnold.
he's
Someone you
like
can learn
one
from.
of the originals, right?
yeah.
2 more. There's no wrong answers.
Right. I'm just trying to think. Someone from like a different world than the bodybuilding world.
From a different time.
Yeah. And just but I don't know who. Just just 2 other people I can learn from, in a different way.
I know. It's a big question. It's a big question. Just give us one more.
Jackie Kennedy.
Oh, there you go.
Very good one.
Hey, yeah, I like that answer.
Very
Okay.
nice. Very nice.
Fair enough. Good answer.
We haven't had Jackie Kennedy before. That's
Okay.
new. It's fun because a lot of people say similar ones.
Yeah, they do.
fact,
There are a lot of. We've got a lot of Roosevelts.
A lot
right?
of Teddy Roosevelts.
Yeah, we got a lot of
A
those.
few Arnolds.
Yeah, we've got a few Arnolds.
It's just great people.
Yeah, we've
Princess Diana. There we go.
got. Oh,
Her
hey,
too.
another-
Okay.
there we go. Okay, perfect.
Us four at a table. What would that be like?
Oh man. So another little quick fire here. Top 3 books. Are you a book reader?
Yes.
Oh yes. Okay, perfect. Give us your top 3 books.
Okay, Harry Potter.
There you go.
There we go.
I have like a wild imagination, so then I read Harry Potter and get lost in that world, and then depressed when it's over. So
Yes.
Yes.
Well, which is funny because a lot of people from like our generation, that's like that's one of the hot books that came out when we were like growing up. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I think a lot of us would list that on the list. But anyway, good.
Okay, so Harry Potter. Let's see what else. I like Jodi Picoult. She wrote like My Sister's Keeper. That turned into a movie. Hers are just very like twisty, turny, like stuff, murder mysteries.
I love this. We got a fiction person in here.
Yes.
This is good.
This is great.
A lot of people on the podcast are like think that we want to hear like all the nonfiction stuff.
Oh.
Yeah, which is not true. I love me a good nonfiction, but
It's good to get both sides.
Yeah, it is. Okay, what else you got?
And then last summer, I read a lot about like the Holocaust. So
Oh, really?
what's it called when you write about yourself?
Biography, autobiography.
Autobiography.
Yeah, some of those kind of, or where an author wrote about a certain person.
Yeah,
that was
biography
actually
or
there.
autobiography. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Big fan of those too.
Yeah.
I think I read like 4 books that were from that.
Oh, cool.
So they were really good. Like the Tattooist of Auschwitz. That's
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. It is interesting history stuff. As graphic and as terrible as that situation was, it is made for a lot of interesting reads, I will say, especially if you're into history buff.
Yeah.
Were you a history buff in high school?
No.
Oh,
that's
man.
That's the crazy part. I was not.
Uh,
It's like now I am. Now I appreciate it.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
love history.
Well, it's history.
It's
You can
history.
learn it. You can learn from
You
it.
learn from it.
Yes.
Okay,
Try not to
so
repeat the
are
same
you a movie buff?
Not as much as I used to be.
Okay.
Oh man. Okay, so give us your top 2 movies.
Top 2 movies. I like Jim Carrey, so.
Oh, there you go. Classic. I don't know if we've had any Jim Carrey fans on
We
here.
have it.
Most of his movies are good.
Yeah. Are you a Ace Ventura type of girl?
That movie's funny.
Dude,
I don't think I could quote anything from it right now.
Dude. Oh man.
Classic.
Finkel is Einhorn. Einhorn is Finkel. Finkel's a man.
I can't get over his hair every time I see
Oh,
the
dude,
movie.
it's classic.
Yeah.
It's just classic. Oh, I will never forget when he's falls in the Shark Tank in Ace Ventura. Do you remember that part? He falls and he's like at that ball or whatever get together, and he's like in a tux or whatever. He falls in the Shark Tank and comes out like basically. This rich dude's got a fish tank. He thinks he stole the dolphin, right? But it's really a shark. And he like climbs back through the guy's property into the bathroom and comes out of the bathroom soaking wet. And he goes, "Woo, do not go in there," and like hits his pocket, and the water like goes flying out of his pocket.
Oh my gosh.
Everybody's staring at him. Oh, dude. It's
Definition of
classic.
silly, yes.
Classic. Or in When in Nature Calls, when he's got the slinky, and it's like going down like the Tibetan steps, and it's like and it stops right before the end, and he's like, "No."
Yeah. Great stuff.
I think the best quote from that movie that I still remember though is when he's flying on the plane and he's eating peanuts.
Oh God.
And the woman's like comes by and she goes, "Nuts?" And he goes, "No thank you, I've got my own." And he goes, "They're bulky, but I consider them carry-on."
Oh my gosh, amazing.
Yes.
Oh,
And the way
sorry.
he delivers his lines.
Yes, movie quotes
Yeah.
for days.
Now I
Okay.
need to watch that.
So you got
thanks.
So you got Jim Carrey, Films. Okay, what else you got? You have another favorite?
Not that I can think of right now for some reason.
I know we're really putting you on the spot.
Yeah.
Are you a Titanic type of girl?
Not totally.
Okay.
Scary movies?
Oh, are you scary movie girl, huh?
Some of the Saw movies are pretty intense.
Oh, goodness me.
I honestly I haven't seen one because
really?
I started one once. I can't do it.
Oh, dude, I think I made it through the first one.
Something
and-
about almost puking multiple times
Oh.
watching those is
Oh,
like,
dude.
I can't stop watching.
Oh no! So Alex,
impressive.
we had trainer Alex on a couple of weeks ago, and he was talking about how he's like a horror movie guy, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. Mm-hmm.
I'm like, dude, no,
Yeah.
I can't do it.
There's like different genres of horror too. Like he couldn't do the graphic stuff.
Yeah,
So
like
he was
the
saying.
Saws. Oh
But like
man,
the paranormal, like more of the
he was like the
stuff.
paranormal stuff.
I think those are cheesy.
Well,
As
Eric
do I.
Eric went on a little bit of a
Oh,
just
dude, I
like
went on a tirade about how it's all BS, man.
Oh,
It's crazy.
see, it kind of looks like it.
So
It's
you're like a gory horror movie gal.
yeah.
Oh God.
The
So
bloody-
which ones have you watched besides the Saws?
Oh.
Like Hostel? Are you like a Hostel fan? Dude,
don't
that movie
remember
was
that one
whack.
too
I
well.
haven't seen that one.
Oh, that's an oldie but a goodie.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh man. House of Wax with Paris Hilton. Did you see
duh.
that? Yeah, right?
I love
Oh.
Paris.
Oh, dude. Yeah, that movie was just. Oh, what about The Hills Have Eyes?
Yes.
Oh, dude. So, funny story. I took my dad to The Hills Have Eyes 2 because I wanted to go see it, and I was too young to get in by myself, and so I talked my dad into taking me to a movie, and he had no idea what it was about.
Oh my god.
Oh, dude. There is a scene in that movie that is the most graphic scene that's... Oh, dude, never again. It's never again. Those movies are terrible. I don't know why.
Yeah.
As a kid, you just want to watch all the stuff that you're not supposed to watch, though.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
You know? It's terrible. What about Jeepers Creepers?
Oh, that's what I was thinking of.
Oh,
That's where the
Jeepers
scarecrow like takes his eyes at the end.
Yes. Oh,
Yeah.
dude.
And he's staring out the window without eyes.
Dude, that movie haunted me for
Such a fascinating
weeks.
genre. What's so interesting to me too is people compare like the closest genres together are comedy and horror because it's like about pacing and it's about all this kind of stuff. So like people say that they like Jordan Peele, like Key and Peele guy, Jordan Peele, he directed that Get Out video. Anyway, it's just like, yeah, comedy and horror are essentially the same thing when it comes to. I was like, who or what? Because like if you think on a spectrum, there's comedy here and there's horror here, then have action, adventure, and drama all the way through here. No, I guess it's
Oh
pretty
my
similar.
gosh.
It's crazy.
Maybe they're trying so hard it's funny.
Yeah.
So what's a movie that you like? If somebody like it's movie night, what movie do you want to watch? Is there like a go-to that you've seen like hundreds of times?
Oh.
No, I don't know what I've seen hundreds of times.
Do you do rom-coms at all? Are you into those?
A little bit.
Okay.
Yeah. I haven't watched TV in so long. I just am like blank on this one.
Do you have you watched any of the big time series or anything like that? Like Game of Thrones or Yellowstone or any of those?
No. A lot of people talk about Yellowstone because it's like filmed over.
Yeah, isn't it filmed in Montana?
Some of it is.
Even though
that makes
it's
sense.
set more anyway. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm like, I don't even know when I turned on my TV last.
Oh
Good
wow.
for you.
That's
To be
actually
honest,
impressive, yeah.
Yeah, who has time for that, right? The Bachelor does not exist at Kori's house.
No.
So, top gym song or top gym band? What are you listening to in the gym?
I like fast-paced music, but Kid Rock
Yeah,
Nice.
is
there we
pretty
go.
good. And then I had a feeling you were gonna ask me this, and I'm still unprepared. like what the heck? I do have a lot of songs that are like techno remixes.
Oh, there we go.
just-
You're on Hunter's bandwagon there.
Oh yes.
Hunter's the
Where's that?
EDM guy.
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely. I just found a new playlist actually.
Did you?
Yeah, on
Share.
Spotify. It's so the huge EDM festival Tomorrowland. I don't know if you've heard of it. So there's just somebody who compiled like all of the top songs from like 2012 until present.
Oh wow.
Just loads of phenomenal
Just
songs.
bangers.
And
huh?
it's
You're
just-
like, I'm
it's
gonna
less-
work out for 2 weeks straight.
That's exactly
Yeah.
right. Like I started it, and then I would go when I ended my workout. I would remember what song I was on. I keep going. I'm like still in it, and I'm
Oh.
like
Wow.
a week of workouts into it.
Oh wow.
Awesome.
So it's quite
Wow.
a few. But I mean,
So-
granted, those songs can get long as well,
Right.
but still good.
So what are
Yes.
a few of your other go-to bands? Are you a Korn girl?
If it comes on, but I
Okay.
don't put it on purpose.
Okay.
Interesting.
Limp Bizkit,
Oh yes.
and then can I look?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah. Cheat it
I'm
up,
going
girl.
in.
Nobody's really looked. I like that idea.
We're gonna go to my gym playlist.
We should ask these folks to like bring out the phone and be like, "What was the last song you listened to?"
I
And see
know,
what it
right?
says.
It's
Oh,
kinda-
DMX,
Oh yeah.
There you go.
Eminem, some Nicki Minaj,
There we go.
Good
Getting
old
some,
Nicki Minaj.
getting some thug life going there.
That's-
Tiesto. Do you
Oh,
like
yeah.
Tiesto?
Mhm.
Okay. Megan the Stallion.
Okay.
Let's see. Bring Me to the Horizon.
Oh, okay. Yeah. It's a little heavier.
Yeah, definitely fast paced.
yeah. Well, if you want to get those intense workouts like we were talking about,
So
people need
top set song right now. What do you got if you're like pushing PR City?
Let's see. Gasoline by I Prevail.
Oh, okay. There
Burn
we
it
go.
to the ground.
There you
Those
go.
lyrics.
There
they'll
you
get
go.
you fired.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, that's a good
Love
one.
it. Okay, here we go. This is Hunter's favorite question. Who would play your character in a biography?
I don't know.
Who would play it?
Ooh.
I'm having a hard time too. I'm usually pretty good at this.
Oh man. Yeah, I should have thought about this question beforehand too.
That's so funny.
Who would play Kori? Dude, I think we could go with a Kate Beckinsale. Like she could totally be like underworld status Kate Beckinsale. That'd be a good one.
Kate.
You know who I'm talking about. She was the vampire chick in
Yeah.
Underworld.
Mm-hmm.
Stunner. In the black leather
I really like that.
costume.
Actually, I think you nailed it.
Is that good? Did I
Yeah.
do good on that one?
Yeah. did
Are
really
you
good
looking
on
at
that.
her?
Yeah. Do you want to see?
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yes.
Yeah, see? She is beautiful. And she's a
Very.
freaking a bad A.
There she is, punching
time.
stuff.
Okay.
Big time. Yeah, she's killing all the things.
Sweet. Oh yeah, Van Helsing, Underworld. Yeah.
Hunter, tell me you've seen Underworld.
Underworld?
Have you not seen Underworld?
It's not coming to my mind.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, no.
Hold on. Let me look at it though. I may have seen it.
Mecca movie night. That's all I gotta say.
Jeez. Me too.
Okay, I've seen. When was this? It was at a friend's house, and I saw half of it until I had to go home.
Oh man.
So
Okay.
I'll have to watch it again.
have to
Granted, that
re-
was years ago
we're
when I
gonna have
had
to
to go home.
rewatch.
So
Yeah, right? Now you can
Okay.
watch it at home.
do what I want to do. Yeah.
So top 2 role models or influences in your life.
You, Mr.
Oh,
Cafferty.
man, don't you flatter me like that. Get
That's
out.
already big enough.
Get out of here.
No, definitely, because like we said before, I'm like your baby. I've been here for the whole thing. I feel like not the whole thing, but
Corey's
you know?
like my little sister.
Yeah. It's pretty wild that journey that you two have had together. Yeah.
It's been a run. We've
Yeah.
had a tear.
Yes.
We're still on it.
Yeah,
We're
that's
still
right, still on
going.
the tear.
Still going strong. So, yeah, definitely Eric. Just watching him grow from the studio in the hood. No, I'm just kidding. But
It kind of was.
to owning his gym and having his family and just all the hard work he's done. It's like amazing. And yeah,
Well, thank you.
yes, you're welcome. It's really it's nice to see that, and obviously it makes me want to work hard too. And there's just all the good things. And then when I started lifting, I really looked up to Dana and Bailey. Just I feel like that was the first person I found that was like, muscle is sexy, and just be who you are. And
She is a badass.
yeah,
The doppelganger.
Yeah, she is the doppelganger for
Yeah.
sure. She could play your character in a movie for sure.
For
definitely.
sure. Yeah.
She needs hair extensions now.
Yes. But,
That's showbiz.
yeah. No, I think she's super cool. I think Dana Lynn's definitely a good. Like I certainly follow her on social media. She's a good ambassador, good representative of the sport for sure. And she's definitely one of the ones that kind of pioneered the way for women to work out hard, and especially on social media. She was one of the original gals that you know, she wasn't like the bikini style,
Right.
you know, like fitness model like that. She's more the hardcore, you know, chopped hair, like muscles, all that stuff.
Like
definitely,
edgy.
yeah,
individual.
definitely edgy.
Yeah.
Definitely
Sweet.
see the similarities. Well, Kori, it's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming on. It's been an honor. Yeah, I can't say enough good things about Kori. She's definitely one of the hardest workers I know. One of the most impressive athletes that I've had the pleasure of coaching. Many of world titles coming her way. She's just a youngin'.
Just a youngin'.
At the ripe young age. Have you turned 31 yet?
I am turning 32 on Sunday.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, happy birthday.
I knew your birthday was coming up, and I didn't know if
Yeah.
you were turned 31 or 32. That's amazing. Just a youngin'. Just a spring chicken in the
Yes.
sport.
Just getting started.
Just getting started.
So great.
Well, I mean, so if you look at a lot of the best figure athletes, especially on the pro natural circuit, a lot of them are getting close to 40, you know, if not past.
Yeah.
Just because it takes so much time to build the density and the development, and you know, it takes time to be able to get that lean, you know,
Sure.
as well. So yeah, a lot of years ahead of this one, lots of success, but we do appreciate you making the drive to come out and visit with us.
Thank you for
Been
having
looking
me.
forward to it. Yes, you're so welcome. So like I said, go and follow Kori. Look at all of her awesome pictures, stage pictures. She's a stud, and prepare to be inspired.
Perfect.
Yes.
All right. Thanks, everyone. Thank you, Kori.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us on the Power of Lifting podcast. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share. For more content like this, follow EricCafferty and the Mecca Gym on all social media platforms.